you want, what you really, really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I wanna really, really, really want some week in review.
Happy Halloween, I'm Napoleon.
And I'm Ginger. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this week's episode, we'll meet a young country star from Gambrels who's blowing up on social media. Plus, we'll take a look at what's going on around town for Halloween. But first, making headlines this week. We have an update for you on the progress of Crofton High School. Work on the new school is now 30% complete. As you can see, we have a skeleton rising from the ground.
Skeleton.
To become a beautiful new facility residents have been begging to see for more than 4 decades. The construction crews are now working on plumbing and electrical, and phase 2 of the athletic field site work is 40% complete. County Executive Steve Shue said the project is history in the making.
I grew up in Crofton in the late 60s and 70s, and the high school was talked about even then. And generations of elected officials, community activists have fought for Crofton High School, and at last it is a reality.
The first students will see their new home in the fall of 2020. So exciting. This is not a trick or treat. This is just a treat.
I do what I want.
Do what you want, Napoleon.
Well, Ginger, Anne Arundel County's crisis response system is a national model of how to deal with mental health and substance abuse in the community. This week, it got even better. County Executive Shue signed legislation adding $470,000 for 2 new crisis response teams for a total of 10. Shue said mental health has been an emphasis along with school security following the deadly shooting at the Capitol newspaper this summer.
As we saw this past June with the horrific tragedy at the offices of the Capital Gazette newspaper, the importance of addressing the early warning signs of mental illness can help prevent mass violence. Our mobile crisis teams are crucial to addressing many of the pathologies that plague not just Anne Arundel County, but our country as a whole. And these 2 new teams will help in our efforts to effectively address the mental well-being of every resident of Anne Arundel County.
In 2017, crisis teams were dispatched nearly 2,000 times. Shout out to Jen Corbin and her team for the great work they do each and every day.
Shout out.
Good job, Jen.
Yes. Tomorrow is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, and Anne Arundel County will be ready to assist you. On Saturday, October 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can stop by any police station to turn in expired, unwanted, or unused pharmaceutical controlled substances and other medications to law enforcement officers for destruction. The program is anonymous and nobody will ask for your ID. Throwing prescription medications in the trash or flushing down the toilet is dangerous for the environment. This is the best way to get rid of old medications and keep them out of the wrong hands. You can find a full list of locations on our website. Just go to aacounty.org and click on the spotlight on the homepage.
We're very authoritative in our outfits, aren't we?
You know it.
Do what I want.
Girl power.
I do what I want. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll be in our normal clothes and we will talk to Arundel High School's own Jackson Dean. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town. We'll be right back.
Today is the beginning of a bright new future for this country.
Live a life on my knees.
The voters are coming.
I am the Savior. We are the Savior.
Welcome back. We're very excited to have Mr. Jackson Dean with us today on the show. Last week, Jackson performed a rendition of the national anthem that became a viral hit online. Take a look at this clip.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet away? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Jackson, welcome to Week in Review, first and foremost. We're so excited you're here with us this week.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the time.
Tell us a bit about yourself. How long have you been singing?
Well, I've been singing about 3 years. I started when I did a few musicals in middle school, and I was Prince Charming in Cinderella, and I was Danny Zuko in Grease, and along that time I was playing guitar, and I went to a few open mics and started traveling, and they started wanting to pay me, and
It's always good.
yeah, and then kind of ended up here. So
And I have to say, as
And he means right here.
right here at Week in Review, I have to say, as a former theater person, I bet they love you. Being able to have a good-looking guy that can sing playing leads in the school plays.
it was
That's
fun.
awesome.
It was fun.
Now, what made you come up with this version of the anthem?
I can't really pinpoint exact time when I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna do this. Like, it kind of was an idea that I was knocking around for a while. And it's just a 3-chord progression, and I thought I could pull it off really well, and
And you did.
yeah. My athletic director said, "Why don't you come sing that at a football game?" And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So he had heard you do it before it was even a thought to do it at the game.
Right.
Okay.
So last year I did it for the first time, and it was awesome. And then this year I met Scott earlier this year, and I was like, Scott, I want to videotape this and make it good and get it to some people, and it's going pretty good.
1.2 million views
Yeah,
later.
shout out to
here
Scott.
we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because I watched the clip and the first thing I asked Dave, first I'm like, well, this is amazing. The first thing I asked him though was, does he really play football, or is he just wearing the uniform and, because it's a football night? And, no, we keep
He would
learning
have to
all
be
these
crazy to
talents
try
about
that.
you.
Yeah.
He does this,
He
he
wouldn't
does
like
theater,
that.
he plays football, so very well-rounded.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So obviously the anthem in football games is such a big deal these days. Have you had anybody, come up to you and say, I don't like it that you changed the song, and that sort of thing? And what were your
yeah.
thoughts there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People are gonna say what people are gonna say, and you can't really change it. And people are gonna think what they're gonna think, and they have a right to. And people have said you're not supposed to change the anthem, which, but what are you gonna do? I did. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, it's good that you're an artist that I'm assuming wants to keep going with music, and you understand and accept criticism and let it roll off your shoulders. That's really important in that kind of business. So.
And as a musician, I'm sure you weren't coming at it from sort of political standpoint. You just wanted to kind of
Put your own spin on it.
reinterpret the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the scene where they all run out behind me and break through the banner, that is something that is an insane feeling that 99% of people don't get to have. And I think it was just a really special moment, that being my last night playing on that field ever. No matter what happens, that'll be my last night playing a football game for Arundel High School there ever.
So the rest are away games for the season.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what I thought, honestly, when that happened? I was like, don't break the guitar.
Me too. I was worried someone was going to
Don't
hit
break
you.
the...
Someone hit the headstock.
Yeah, I saw it.
was
I saw it and I cringed.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody that plays music and understands, they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And what about standing for the anthem? Has that been an issue with your team? I mean, your team talked about that as a potential issue?
I'm an American, and I'm proud of my country, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So.
Right on.
Fair.
Well, let's talk about this guitar because it's beautiful. It's the first thing I noticed when I came in the studio. And you said that you've actually done some of the artwork on it. So
I did all of it.
all of it.
Yeah.
So tell me about how long it took you and where the inspiration came from.
Well, the top of this guitar was like a white. It was a really bright wood color, and I took a piece of sandpaper, ran it around the whole guitar 2 times, got some stain, ran it around 2 times, and then I started this first, and this is kind of me. I kind of looked at a picture of the whole thing, and
that's wood burning for those on
yeah,
who can't
I
see.
wood burned it in there, and then I looked at a few pictures for this and did my own thing with it, and this took me like 3 days, and this took me like a night, and my initials are in the
really
bottom
cool.
of that. But yeah, it's just...
Now, did you purchase that guitar yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because I could see if your parents paid for it, they'd be like, what are you doing? You're destroying the guitar.
No, I
I mean,
paid.
at your age, I would not think of sanding a brand new guitar. Like, that's...
Yeah, it was a very bold move, but it's worked out. A lot of people have asked about it. You know, not everybody wants to come up and talk to you and be like, did you do that with a marker? What is that? You know, because people have thought it was marker, and then they get closer and they're like, oh my God, that's like
Etched in,
engraved in
yeah.
there. But it was definitely a bold move, but it's one that I like.
So what's next? What are you going to do next? You have some music that's already released, right?
Mm-hmm. So I guess it was about 2 years ago, probably about 1.5 years ago, we released a record that I wrote, and it had a Levon Helm song on it from like the 70s. And that's on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, everywhere. And we have a single that we released on radio, and it's doing pretty good. It's at 105 right now. The last time I checked, it was at 105 on Music Row, and then on the indie chart, it was still in the top 50. So it's going good. There's another record coming out in December that I've been flying back and forth to Nashville working on, and I'm flying back in about 2 weeks to finish it up. And got some other things in the pocket that I can't really talk about right now, but we've had some things lined up for a while that is gonna take off here soon. And this has helped a lot, like a lot. And
Good.
now that I've turned 18 and we've gone semi-viral, and a lot of things can progress a lot faster. And it's kind of crazy to think about. I still can't believe like it's kind of happening right now. So got a lot of things to do.
That's great.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. And congratulations with graduating this year, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't forget about things like that as well.
Yeah.
And we know that you're going to do big things, Jackson. So where can folks hear more of your music? You mentioned Spotify. Is there a website with your gig dates, with more information about your band?
I have a website.
Okay.
It's jacksondeanmusic.com. If you go there, it's got my schedule on it for the next 3 months, I guess. We've been kind of leaving some dates open, so we have room for some things that are in the pocket to progress. But if you go to jacksondeanmusic.com, you can find out where I'm playing and find out where my music is, and it's got links so you can click on them and whatnot. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you heard it here first. So make sure that you get to a Jackson Dean show soon before he blows up and you're 50 rows back to 100 rows back and he can't even see you. So we appreciate you coming on the show this week, and make sure you come back. Let us know how you're doing. Bring your guitar, play more music for us. It's been so much fun having you here today.
Thank you. I will. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise!
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Welcome back. We have one more Halloween event for you to preview. It's Trunk or Treat at Mayo American Legion Post 226, and Michelle Corkadel is there. Michelle?
Fall's in the air and Halloween is just around the corner. Celebrating down here in Mayo is the American Legion Post 226, and joining me in action, getting set up right now, is our Commander JP and someone giving him a hand, a loyal member of our post, Mr. Ray. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
So tell us, what is Trunk and Treat? This is sort of a new trend, and then what are you guys up to with it?
I'm JP Howard. I'm the commander of Post 226. This is Ray Leone. He's our Fall Festival Committee chairman. So the Trunk or Treat was Ray's idea. I wanted an event to bring families to the post and to tie the post back into the community, which is one of our 4 pillars, nation, state, and community. And unfortunately, I think we've gotten away from that, and we've become an island on a peninsula where a lot of the residents don't know who we are, what we do, and what we're here for. So we're trying to tie ourselves back into the community and get kids out and younger veterans. We want a place where young veterans feel comfortable, and we're trying to change the environment a little bit.
So you guys do a lot getting out in the community. In addition to this special event, you guys have football parties for our veterans, you have bands here on Saturday nights, and wonderful shrimp and crab feasts. Is there anything else coming up here for the holidays?
So we have our annual Christmas party, but that's just for members. Ray, what else have we got?
Well, we do the big 4th of July here every year.
Right, but that's been and gone. That's a huge community event. I mean, to the point where this is now the place to go, not only in Arundel County, but in the state of Maryland.
I've been here and done that, and it is fabulous. And what's really cool is that you're hanging out with your neighbors.
Right.
And it's just another way of connecting. So tell us, Ray, you've got a lot of treats stuck in those trunks that you're preparing for with the kids. Why don't you share some of the goodies and some of the highlights of what everybody can look forward to?
Well, we're going to be painting pumpkins. We're going to be doing scarecrow building. We've got games at each one of the stations for the trunk or treat, things like rings tosses and pumpkin ring toss, where you're going to try and put a ring around the top of stem of the pumpkin as one of the prizes. We got all kinds of great prizes, tons of great candy, and it's going to be a fun time for all of the kids.
So it's a costume event. What costume are you going to be ghouling the kids with?
I get to break out my Grim Reaper costume again this year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't decided whether it's going to be a wolf face or no face this year.
Ooh, scary. And how about you, JP?
That's TBD. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'll pull something together in the next few days.
So the suspense is going to kill us. So another great reason to come on down. So it starts at 4 o'clock, right?
4 to 7. We've got a hayride. We've got the trunk or treat. We've got multiple kids games. Ray talked about the pumpkin painting, the ring toss. We've got 3 or 4 other games. Scarecrow building. So we're praying for good weather, and then once we'll have a costume party for kids and pets prior to 7, and then at 7 o'clock we've got an outdoor movie for a family-friendly movie. What's the name of the movie? Transylvania.
Transylvania, yeah.
Sounds great. So everybody can have a great time and celebrate Halloween right in their own backyard here at the American Legion. I'm so excited. But I understand that the adults will get a chance to have a little bit of fun here with the members and stuff later on that evening.
That's correct. So after the movie ends and the families head home to find their sitter, the parents will come back and we'll have a DJ and an adult costume party that will be sometime after 9 as the festivities outside wind down.
Well, it sounds like fun for all here at the American Legion Post. And thank you guys for all the hard work and effort that you put in. You guys are such an integral part of our community. And you serve more than our veterans. You serve our greater community at large. And this is just another example of reaching out and giving the families a wonderful, friendly, safe event to have fun. Back to you.
Thanks, Michelle. So many fun, spooky things for the kiddos.
I know, gosh. I do what I want.
Do what you want, but make sure that you get out and vote. I see that you're in the mood.
I'm going to vote for Pedro.
Don't be scared to vote, everybody.
Voting going on right now, so get out there from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, all the way till Thursday.
Yes.
So get out there
All
and
of
vote
this early
for Pedro.
voting.
Vote
And
for
remember,
Pedro.
you can even check online to see real-time online wait times.
That's correct.
So just
Go do
check
it. It's your
out.
civic duty. Don't
it.
go dressed like me. They might arrest you.
We've had a lot of Halloween and music on today's episode.
Isn't it great?
It's my favorite.
It's a little spooky as well.
I love it. If we were going to put together a Halloween playlist, what would you do? Just give me a
Monster
couple.
Mash.
My
Monster Mash.
favorite.
It doesn't get any better. It's the best
drives-
song ever. And Thriller.
Thank you.
And Thriller.
I told Will that Monster Mash was my favorite song ever, and he was like, "No, that can't be." I was
It's
like,
like-
I literally love it so much.
It's like Monster Mash directly followed by Christmas Time and Hollis Queens.
Yes!
Like, I love those holiday songs.
Yes,
They're the
me
best
too.
ones.
I agree.
You know, every time you hear Monster Mash the first time during Halloween season, you get all
If I hear it at
tingly.
Valentine's Day, I get tingly. I
course.
love that
That's
song.
you. That's you.
Okay, so that Thriller by Michael Jackson, any of the songs from, what's the Nightmare Before Christmas? That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
I love
No,
Alice in
What am I
Chains.
thinking of Alice in Chains? Yeah, Alice
Probably.
in Chains. Or like Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie, I was going to say Rob Zombie.
Living Dead Girl.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little death metal.
Yeah, you need all that.
Never
Some
heard of it,
corn. Lots of really cool stuff.
I like candy corn myself.
Kid, what? Tina, eat your ham.
That movie is so awesome.
You look great. Is this
Thank-
going to be the costume for Halloween?
This maybe I have another one that's in reserve that
Okay.
I haven't decided yet.
We won't disclose
I
at
usually
this
don't
time.
make a big deal, but this year I did. I don't know why.
Because you're in a new house and you'll probably go to a new location, probably somewhere in
I have a
Annapolis.
gorilla suit.
Oh, cool.
I have that too.
That's
in
always
the
cool.
storage.
Yeah. Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Be
Happy
safe.
Halloween.
Get out there and vote.
And send all the extra candy to us.
Yes, please.
That wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.
Girl power. We're going to end the show with one more song by Jackson Dean. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. It takes a lot to change a man. Hell, it takes a lot to try. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Nobody knows what awaits for the dead. Nobody knows what awaits for the dead. People just believe in the things that they heard and the things they read. Nobody knows what awaits for the dead. I'm glad I can't go back to where I came from. I'm glad those days are gone, gone for good. But if I could bring the spirits from my past and bring them here, you know I would, you know I would. Nobody speaks to God these days. Nobody speaks to God these days. I like to think he's looking down and laughing that away. Nobody speaks to God these days. When I was a child, they tried to fool me. It's the world of man is lost and hell is real. Well, I seen hell and there ain't no in this world. There's a big old Catherine wheel spinning still. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. It takes a lot to change a man. Hell, it takes a lot to try. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die.